what do you genuinely think Colby's going to do to Masvidal? He's going to out-wrestle him. Colby was a D1, Division 1, All-American wrestler. Like, what is wrong with you? How can't you understand that Colby Covington is no match for Jorge Masvidal? Most confusing... Well, not confusing necessarily video that I'm going to make it. But I'm excited, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Colby Chaos Covington and the game-bred Jorge Masvidal is finally been announced by the UFC. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, a fight that we've all been waiting for such a long time is definitely finally going to materialize after what felt like a century. Literally, mate, after what felt like a fucking century. I swear to God, I'm speechless. So, ladies and gentlemen, former teammates, by the way, we've had Colby Covington, obviously, Masvidal in his corner, and we had Masvidal Colby in his corner in like literally some of their fights, right? And finally, the beef is going to be settled in the octagon between the two fighters. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to give you bad news, right? I'm not here to give you bad news or anything like that. I'm just here to speak the truth and my honest opinion. I just believe genuinely that this fight is going to be an easy fight for Colby Chaos Covington. I just don't believe that Masvidal is any match for Colby Covington. I don't care if you think that Masvidal is a better striker. Mate, Colby has improved his striking a lot. We saw it as he demonstrated against Kamaru Usman, right? And we all know that Usman is no joke when it comes to striking. We've seen, obviously, as he demonstrated against Jorge Masvidal by sending him to a different planet, right? So Colby Covington's strike has improved quite substantially, and he's doing well when it comes to his striking. And when it comes to his wrestling, goddamn, we've seen Masvidal struggle against Kamaru Usman. What do you think Colby's going to do to him? What do you genuinely think Colby's going to do to Masvidal? He's going to out-wrestle him. Colby was a D1, Division 1, All-American wrestler. Like, what is wrong with you? How can't you understand that Colby Covington is no match for Jorge Masvidal? And obviously I'm not trying to, take any bias or any biased approach or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I'm just, sometimes it's better just to be direct if you feel like Colby, a particular fight is going to win. Like, yes, Masvidal does have weapons where, he can possibly beat Colby Covington. No one is disregarding that, or no one is completely discounting that Masvidal has a possibility of beating Colby Covington. But definitely, we also need to accept that the odds are going to be in Colby Covington's favour, 100%. And I genuinely, I'm just out here to tell you a fact that I believe that Colby Covington is just going to beat Masvidal. As I've mentioned, the reasons to that. Look at Colby Covington's previous fights, for example. His records against the top fighters, against the likes of Rafael dos Anjos. He left Damian Maia in a pool of his own blood in front of his own Brazilian crowd. Colby Covington did that. His fights against Kamaru Usman were nothing but entertaining. His first fight against Usman, he got finished, but in the 5th round, in a fight that was so close, one of the judges had it 3-1 to Colby Covington. The other one had it 3-1 to Kamaru Usman. And one of the judges had it a draw. And obviously his second fight against Usman, which was literally so close. Well, it wasn't a close fight. Usman won, definitely. But it was a good, entertaining fight. And it was a very entertaining fight, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say. So Masvidal, on the other hand, since he had that knockout victory against Ben Askren, what has he done? Nothing apart from being slept by Usman and being totally out-wrestled and dominated in the first fight he had with Kamaru Usman. And all because of that, and because of Colby's D1 wrestling and how strong Colby Covington is, and the fact that his striking has improved exponentially, I think as a result of all of that, condensed together or culminating together, I think Colby Covington definitely is going to beat Masvidal, or at least from my perspective, he's going to be the betting odds favourite going into the fight. Totally. Now, I think what's also critically important is knowing your perspective as obviously an MMA fan, because knowing how you feel, and if you feel, so what do you feel? Do you think Masvidal's going to win? I don't know. I just want to know your perspective as an MMA fan. Obviously, I've got my perspective, right? I've got my perspective. And although, as I've mentioned, I really haven't taken any biased approach. The reason, it's not really biased, because I didn't discount Masvidal's possibility of winning the fight. I just said that Colby had more tools in being able to beat Jorge Masvidal, ladies and gentlemen. So, it means a lot that you lot are taking the time to watch this video. I'm an MMA fan, I'm a diehard MMA fan, and this fight has been announced, and the beef between Colby and Masvidal is finally getting settled. I mean, literally getting settled. I'm speechless. Fucking speechless, ladies and gentlemen. Means a lot. I'm excited. Cheers to that, Dana. Cheers to that. We appreciate it, UFC fans. Like, finally bringing us a fight that we want. Finally, man, I've been waiting for this fight for such a long time. And obviously, Leon Edwards is going to be fighting Kamaru Usman, a fight that we've all been looking forward to, a fight that we all thought Leon Edwards deserved because of the amazing things that he's done. Like, I don't know how many, 9, 10 fights in a row, or 11 fights in a row, and he's done a win streak which saw him defeat the likes of Rafael dos Anjos, defeated the likes of Nathan Diaz, so many different fighters. And he still hasn't fought for the title, honestly. It's kind of embarrassing. He's even defeated Cowboy Cerrone, you know what I mean? And Dana needs to give him his due diligence because Leon Edwards is totally deserving of a title shot. He really is. So you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to respect the fighter, and regardless of if Dana thinks that Leon Edwards can't bring much to the table with regard to, you know, pay-per-views and all of that, he still deserves a title shot. He deserved the title shot from like 2018 or 2019, excuse me. Darren Till got a title shot. Everyone got a title shot except Leon Edwards. He deserves it. So the idea that meritocracy, which I'm going to make a video about soon, is what gets you successful in the UFC, it's a lie. It really isn't. There's so many different factors. Dana White privilege is a factor as well in the UFC, which gets people very successful, regardless of if the person is good or not. Do you know what I mean? So Leon Edwards definitely deserves a title shot, and he's finally got it. But like the fight that the fight that we all wanted to see definitely had always been either Edwards and Masvidal or Colby Covington and Masvidal. That's always the fight that we want to see. And I would have really never minded seeing Colby versus Leon Edwards. He calls him Leon Scott though. That is slightly funny. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, I really do genuinely appreciate you like taking the time, obviously watching the video. I know it's been a little while, but I'm just glad that I'm back, you know, making content for you people. And it's just something that I just enjoy doing, you know what I mean? I love my audience, I love you all. But nothing interests me more than obviously hearing your perspective about, you know, the fight that's coming up between Masvidal and Colby Covington, and I'll enjoy if you put it in the comment sections on who you believe is gonna win between the two former UFC welterweight contenders, the American International Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington from Clovis, California. What boy? Honestly, I'm just so pumped. Like I really am. I don't know what to say, honestly. Like, it's gonna be an exciting fight, ladies and gentlemen. It really is gonna be an exciting fight, honestly. So yeah, and 2022 is gonna be a sensational year. The reason why it's gonna be a good year is because look at the fights, bro. UFC 270 is coming up, Masvidal is coming up, Usman and Leon Edwards is coming up. Who knows what we could see in 2022? Just absolute bangers, dude. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I genuinely appreciate you like taking the time. Obviously, like this video. I mean, smash the like button down below, like smash it, and obviously comment on who you think from your own perspective is going to win the fight, and obviously comment as well or your perspective. Right, like and subscribe. Not just subscribe, but like with your notification bell, post notification bells turned on, so that you can be reminded of obviously I uploaded late. Obviously, when my latest videos come out, you know what I mean. You're gonna be the first person to be alerted. You know what I mean. You're the first person to get it. Isn't that privilege, right? You get Brimer privilege. You get it. You know what I mean? And that should mean a lot to you, like being notified. You know what I mean when the video comes out for like the most entertaining, depth, thorough MMA covering or boxing covering in the history of the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the time though. Have a sensational day. Peace.